care, it don't concern me. Doing $20 shows just to get a meal. And y'all will never know if I ain't keep it real. Pop the tag off the trench, straight up out the thrift. $5 on my coat, the world been colder than a brick. Different couches, hopping different houses.
All right, we're waiting for Ashley to come in, and then we're going to get started. Right now, what y'all hear playing in the background is Asia's Blue single called Naked, which you can find on all streaming platforms.
Yes, run it up, run it up.
Exactly.
Okay, all right, cool. So we got everybody in. So, Blue, what I want to ask you, since we're about to get into this card situation and jump into the fun part of Mac at Night, I do want to dibble and dabble really quick into the single called Naked. What was the story behind the single, and why did you feel like this was the one to put out as the single that is going to represent Asia Blue for the rest of her career?
Okay, so I grew up Baptist, and I don't know if y'all ever heard that song in church when it's like, as I look back over my life,
Yes.
yeah, and it goes, I got a testimony. I ain't gonna sing the whole thing, so I'll be singing it because that's my song. So this kind of what that song is for me. I literally put what I was going through. $5 on my coat. $5. Pop the tag off the trench, straight up out the thrift. The world been coated in a brick. I had $5 to get a coat in the wintertime. Like, it was cold. Columbia get cold. Like, it might not get cold as it do in the DMV. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it get cold, okay? And I had to go get it from the thrift store. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all my coat. Hold on. It's my favorite to this day, y'all. So this was the trench I was talking about. Get into the color because she pop in. I always get compliments when it's $5 at the thrift store.
Oh, period. Period.
But long story short, y'all, this kind of what that song was talking about. It was just basically what I was going through at that time. And just overcoming it and realizing that, you know, I had to get, excuse me, but I had to get naked. I had to cut off the things that weighed me down. I had to bare my soul. I had to become what I came into this world as, which was naked. No more sweaters, no more hiding, no more mask, no more facade. Like, I want to be happy. And then one of my lyrics, I said, if they really want it, they gonna pay it. Like I told y'all, I used to dance, and that was not a reference just to that, because that was me secretly putting in there like, okay, I ain't gonna tell y'all, I ain't about to blast this to the world. This is what I used to do. But it's also saying, if they want it, they gonna pay it. If that man loves you, he's gonna pay you some attention, sis. That's nothing you have to ask him about. If that's your friend, they're going to pay you that friendship. They're going to pay you mind. If you love yourself, you're going to pay yourself. You're going to give yourself what you deserve. If their job wants you, baby, don't lowball yourself with no low budget. You come in qualified, pay me what you owe me. Pay me what I'm worth. And it's just basically about them giving me my flowers and me giving me my flowers and me telling God that I deserve to have my flowers given to me. Because let me tell you something, God gives us free will, and people don't realize what that means. That's not just, oh, you get to choose whether you're going to be sinful or not. That's, you get to choose how your life going to be. Exactly. Now, God does operate that. Please, let's not get it confused, okay? But at the same time, you have to allow God to know. Exactly. Never settle and have boundaries. But you have to allow God to know that you're ready. You know, God, I'm ready. I'm ready for these things. I'm ready to be treated correctly. I'm ready for the manifestations. I'm ready for the blessings. So many blessings I don't have room enough to receive. God, I'm ready. And again, that was one of those moments I chose to be bigger than myself. I still struggle to this day with my music. I'm a perfectionist. And it comes with me still getting over past traumas because I'm not fully healed from a lot of things. I have come a long way, but, you know, I'm still human. And so when it comes to my music, I never put nothing out. I got all this stuff I'm sitting on, or all these crazy ideas, and I never do. So I was like, yo, like, you're going to put you a single out. And this is what you're going to do. And this is what's going to happen. And I did it. And so here we are, naked.
Hmm. And I loved how you made that pay yourself not monetary. Not it doesn't mean that pay yourself, he's gonna pay you in money or your friends are gonna have to pay you to go out. No, pay attention. He'll pay you
Yeah.
some attention. You need to pay yourself some attention. That's self love. So I loved how you switched that meaning.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Any other questions, or we ready to get into the game?
I think we're ready for
Um,
the game.
Everybody good? We ready to go?
we
Okay.
ready to go?
So for
Yeah, I'm a
everybody that
little
doesn't know,
nervous. I'm a
huh?
little nervous about this game.
Yeah, I was about to say, look, on these cards, there's no filters, so be prepared.
Oh, I love
And
God,
we,
but I do how that TikTok go, I do cuss a little.
What's your favorite curse word?
I
look,
fuck.
exactly. And we are featuring tonight's conversations cards. So if you guys like the game, you can head to their website and purchase as well. So I want to start with the first card. And then we'll open the floor and we can go one by one and, give our input on it. But the first question would be, what's your greatest weakness? And what are you currently doing to improve it?
Good question.
We can
Who
let
want
that
to go
sit for a little
first?
bit.
Let me go first.
Okay.
Because I immediately thought of it. My greatest weakness is just myself. I am the only
Mm.
enemy that I truly have. I am the only one to stop me from getting where I want to go. And what I'm doing to improve that is daily improving me, continuing to work on those flaws, continuing to work on those traumas, continuing to just better myself, and then thus like curing that weakness.
Very
I
good.
like that.
Anybody
Um,
Yeah.
I can answer that. I think my greatest weakness is not allowing myself to live. Like
Mm,
like how I mentioned earlier to you, Blue. There's so many times where it's like I'll just be living life and I'll do like a mess up or whatever you may call it, and or I won't hold up to my own expectations and I'll like beat myself up about it. But I need to realize that that's life. Life isn't just, a smooth roller coaster. Life comes with the ups and it comes with the downs. And when you're down, you have to take those lessons and then apply it and rebirth yourself, like you were saying earlier. So I think that's my biggest weakness. And my birthday's coming up. And I think my birthday present to myself is to allow myself to live.
yes.
Mm.
as you should.
Finally.
I think my greatest weakness is not really like, I wouldn't say not honoring, but not giving myself the credit that I really, really deserve to myself. And I say that because I feel like I am gifted in so many areas, like that raw talent that Blue was saying. But I also, in my raw talent, I have a need to please and I have a need to help. And with me helping and pleasing, I overextend myself too much to the point where I forget that, when I help people and I do this and I do that and I see people sprout and do their own thing, sometimes I like it. I remember it was a point in time when I was in college and I was like, yo, everybody that I've helped is doing their thing, but I'm not like, it's not that I ain't doing my thing, but I don't feel like I'm doing my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still learning now to really appreciate that. I don't want to cuss, but boy, you talented and you got it. And regardless of like, it's a part, I feel like it's a part of, and I've been saying this recently, I feel like it's a part of my purpose to help people in the midst of me helping myself. Like, what's been working, uh, it has been executing the most is when I help people, when I put people on. And I can't get too caught up in the fact that, because that's a talent in its own, that's a gift in its own. So I need to appreciate that. Yeah, I may be gifted in dancing, I may be gifted in rapping, I may be gifted in all these different areas, but me helping somebody and being creative is also a gift. And I need to cherish all of those things in one. So I think that my greatest weakness is really not paying attention to everything that's really going on around me, and being and giving myself the flowers that I deserve for the work that I have put in to be where I am today.
I do want to touch base on what you said before I answer. Sometimes you're put in seasons where you pour into others, and that's just your job in that season. So don't feel like because you pouring that you're not gaining either, because you're still gaining. Because gaining could be remembering who you are. Gaining could be remembering that I am the shit, so I'm a curse. I don't have no filter. Sorry, but it's just like,
Okay, listen, I was trying, I didn't know how this was gonna go,
no,
so
you
now I know,
good, you
because I was
good.
about
I'm
to.
the
No,
shit.
you good.
I'm the shit.
You good.
Period.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you go through those seasons where you feel like you just overextending yourself, but it's a lesson in everything. So don't feel like you pouring. You still gaining and learning as you go. Because when it's your time, it's gonna be your time, and everybody gonna have to watch you shine. So I'm gonna just say that. But my answer to this would be, my greatest weakness is kind of like as you said, I don't put a lot of time into myself. I'm a workaholic. One thing I know how to do is hustle. I'm gonna work, and I'm gonna work because I'm gonna get that bag. Like, that's just my mentality. But now I'm starting to pour more into myself. What does Michaela want? What does Michaela want to do? You say you've been wanting to travel, do it. Because I've been held back. So it's just like, now that rebirth happened, it's all about me now. So pouring into me now, and doing the things Michaela wants to do. So I loved everybody's answers, and I have
I love
another.
that. I love that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
You
you.
Ashley. You and Ashley, I'm gonna be expecting these pictures and these updates on how living your life, because I love it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
Stella got her groove.
Exactly. The next question will be is, what does love mean to you?
That make me blush. Y'all, I love.
But
Ooh,
over the floor. You want me to
um, okay, so I'm gonna try to keep this as short as possible, because to me, literally, love is God, and God is so many things, in which we've touched on. Literally, all of these conversations we've been talking about has literally been different aspects of God, if you wanted to round it up. And at least that's how I'm perceiving it to be. But overall, real love, not human love, not love like we've been taught. Real love is unconditional. And it's something that you have to really be a powerful being to be able to do. Because as humans, we like to love with condition. Like, okay, you don't hit me up, you don't talk to me, you know what I'm saying? I can't love you because you don't love me. But it's like, why is that? Why is it that that person doesn't love you? Well, it's because they're not matching my expectations. And because they aren't matching my expectations, they can't love me how I want to be loved. You get you get what I'm saying? It starts sounding a little selfish. So
Yeah.
love to me is very unconditional. As in, I accept your light, I accept your dark, I accept when you ugly, I accept when you're beautiful. And it's not literally being physical, but it's more so being spiritual. Can you love me when I want to kill myself? Can you love me when I'm lashing out at you because I have something that I'm dealing with inside of me? Can you love me when I feel like I'm not alive anymore? Again, I was at a place, y'all, where I wanted to die. I was dead. I was limp. And to see me that way, covered in tears and snot, in spiritual blood that you can't see, who could you really love me? Could you love me when I don't feel like getting up and washing and cleaning my room because I'm depressed? Can you love me when I don't feel like getting dressed? Can you love me when I don't want to go out anymore? Can you love me with no conditions? And for love, I feel like, again, back to my whole point, it is unconditional. Whether I got money, whether I don't, whether the lights on or the lights off, whether I'm naked or I got clothes, whether I'm smelly, whether I'm mean to you or I'm nasty to you, I love you simply because you exist. To cherish and care because you simply exist. That's love to me. Overall.
I feel that.
Girl.
Her. Girl, I ain't got nothing to say.
I don't have nothing to
I
say.
ain't got nothing to
I'm
say.
saying
Let me
like,
lie,
and
like.
that is love. I could not. Okay. So it's good questions in here, like to relate to our topic, and then it's like some spicy ones. So I'm gonna try to get to some spicy.
Let's get spicy.
Exactly. Oh, you want to get spicy?
Look, I want to get a little spicy.
Let's get spicy.
Okay, look, you asked for it. Okay. What is your opinion on threesomes in a committed relationship? You asked for it.
I wanna start off. I wanna say it depends. For me personally, I haven't graduated to that point. So if I'm in a relationship and you ask to bring somebody in the bedroom, it's a no for me. Like, it's no shade. But I know people who do it, and to be 100% transparent, I don't judge your mama. I've experienced I've experienced a couple who is into that. I won't get too far into the details because none of y'all business. But what I will say is that I've been learning recently with relationships, and I think me and Ashley talked about this, me and Ashley talked about this today. But I've been knowing this for a little minute since I've been out here in Houston. I think our generation now, people get bored with just one person. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the type of person, like, when I'm in a relationship, I want you. I don't care about Billy down the street. I don't care about John around the corner. I don't care about uh nobody. I care about you, and all I see is you. But it seems like nowadays, like, people, it's kind of like a fantasy. It's something that, you know what I'm saying, that intrigues our culture right now. And so for me, I can't judge because the people that I was involved with, they said that their reasoning was, they just feel like in the relationship, you need things to spice it up. And that's their way of spicing it up. That's their way of keeping themselves, keeping their relationship alive. So if it works for you, love, it works for you. But for me, for any dude that's watching, if you're trying to get on my line, mm-mm.
Don't ask for that question.
Don't ask for that because it's not given. So
Don't.
that's just that on that.
Exactly. It's a no for me. I don't have nothing to say about that one. It's a no for me. But if I were to, I'm choosing.
Period.
I'll choose, but it's a no for me. Ashley.
Wait. Did Asia answer the question?
I was gonna wait to hear what you had to say, sis.
Exactly.
I'm collecting the data first.
Exactly.
There's some people on here. What was the question?
Oh, you read it again? Okay.
Your opinion on threesomes in a relationship, committed relationship.
Committed relationship. I really feel like, similar to what Armani said, to each his own. Like, if that's what suits y'all relationship, then cool.
Say no.
Hold on. I'm not gonna lie. When I was in college, I was actually about to do one, but my friends was like, no, don't do it. So I didn't end up doing it. I did want to try it for the experience. I've never done one. But would I do it now? Probably not. Probably not. You could have got me back in college when I was like free spirited, wanted to try everything in life, but now probably not.
I want to say for me, Armani said, you know, people like to spice it up. If that's the case, I have acid reflux. It is a no for me. I don't like this spicy.
Okay.
It makes my
Okay.
chest
You want to
burn.
spice something up? We're going to do some spicy food.
Listen, okay, so
Exactly.
my thing with threesomes, first of all, I want to say this to anybody watching again. This is outside of God. This is outside of Christianity. This is outside of morality. I don't want nobody to get it confused. When you sitting here co-signing for threesomes, listen. They ain't got nothing to do with it. What I want to say is your sexual preferences and how you choose to be sexually fluid, that's on you. God gave us free will. Okay, and that doesn't mean do as you please, but what that does mean is me as another human being, I cannot judge you for what you do because I have things that I have to pull out of my eye first. So let me just set the record straight for the ones who get down. So back into the question, I have friends from all area codes. I know hoes from all area codes. Let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? I got the pastor's wives, and then I got the one who's with the pastor's wife husband, okay? And those are still my good friends and my good sis too. Like I said, I actually grew up knowing real prostitutes, real people who was, you know what I'm saying, doing what they had to do. So for me, teach his own. I feel like if you're gonna do that, you do that. I personally, I don't get down with threesomes because my biggest thing, number one, I don't like coochie. I can't get with it. With me not liking vagina, what pleasure am I getting out of this? We in a committed relationship, but you the only one being pleased. I don't like that. I don't like that because now it's a little strange. If we gonna do this, we need to do this so we both can like it. And I don't like her because I don't like coochie. So that's one. And then for two, I haven't mastered the level yet. Like I said, you have to really be on that type of time to really be, you know, the person to be able to give unconditional love. You know, that's really hard. And that means love without conditions. So therefore, I wouldn't be afraid of what my man would do. And unfortunately, I'm not there yet. I'm not afraid of what he won't do. But what I am saying is, I don't want nobody touching my man. I'm sorry, I can't see it. Because you do something, you do a trick the wrong way, and it look like you're doing it too much. Now we fighting, and then what? It's like pop, and it's not funny anymore. Now I look crazy. So that's that on that. That ain't happening. But for the ones who do, you know what I'm saying, go ahead, do your thing.
Exactly.
Period.
That's their thing. All right, next question. What motivates you most in life? I think I can go first. And I will say my hustle. My hustle is my strength. Because when I was low, in a low place, and I was having my hopes and my dreams and my aspirations, I had to fight to get out that place. So that's why I say once you rebirth, you a whole different beast. My hustle motivates me. Where I'm about to go in my life, where God is going to place me in my life, that motivates me. I don't have time to focus on what's wrong. Because as I say before, and anybody on this live, if you heard me talk, what's wrong is what's obvious. So why project your energy on what's wrong? Why not focus? And you touched on it earlier. Why not focus and train your mental and psych yourself out and say, I already got it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, like, it's how you talk. It's within you. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do this. You have to start speaking like that. Not, well, dang, how I'm gonna pay this? Well, dang, my bank account on. That's obvious. So that's why I said my mental is in a whole different place. My mental is stuck on where I'm going. And that's what motivates me to motivate even more to get to where I need to be.
I like that.
Thank
I like it.
That was dope.
I would say my greatest motivation is where I come from and also where I know I'm going as well. And what I mean by where I come from, I didn't grow up in a bad neighborhood. I grew up in the suburbs, birds and the bees. houses in the trees. Like, I didn't grow up in a rough neighborhood. I grew up in a very great neighborhood. All the kids on our blocks had mothers and dads. Whether our mothers or dads were our mothers or dads, we grew up in family homes. But why I say that where I come from is my motivation is because, again, I wasn't really given the opportunity to really do exactly what I wanted to do. I had glimpses. Um, I did, however, like with me going to private school and stuff like that, those were my glimpses of me being able to dance, me being able to sing, me being able to act. But I wasn't given that. Like, I did sports as my full extracurricular activity. Would I have rather been running track? No, I would have rather been doing dance, doing singing, doing theater, something other than a sport. But I'm grateful for that. But why that past and where I'm going motivates me is because, okay, now I have the opportunity while I'm an adult and I'm not under, my parents' restrictions anymore. And it's no shade to my parents. My parents did the best that they could. And I'm so grateful for the fact that I ran track and I did all these sports, because those particular sports built character and it built stamina, which I just now realized, with me being 25 and going back to track workouts, that was needed, because now I'm a performer and I need that stamina to be on stage to perform and articulate. So me being in track was ordained, but now I know that this is where I've always wanted. This is something that I've always wanted to do. This is the path that I've always wanted to do. So the visions that God gives me and where I want to go is my biggest motivation to get up and, put forth my best effort every day until it fully manifests itself.
I want to say my biggest motivation. So I am very big on unlearning what we've been taught. For instance, you too confident, oh, you conceited. If you do too much, oh, you self-centered. And self-centered isn't a bad thing. So this is why I'm about to that's true. But that's why I'm about to get into my answer. But my answer still revolves around me. But I was taught being self-centered is a negative connotation, and it's not. It is good to be self-centered. To learn, you have to have balance. You must be selfless, but also selfish. And so I do put me first a lot. And I want to say my biggest motivation is myself. Again, seeing where I came from. Let me tell y'all something. Nobody in this world, in this life, in this place, in this dimension will understand you other than God like you understand you. Even if they were with you, nobody knows those exact feelings because they not in your body. They're not in your body. So for me to have seen myself at my lowest and then to be Big Blue, and then to see myself low again, and then to be bigger, and then to see myself low again, and to be bigger than that. It's like, oh my God, what can I not do? Like, let's keep going from here. Because y'all, if y'all was keep, but if y'all was, my fault. If y'all was tuned in on the other live, and we was talking about the elevation of my story and what we were talking about. It went from bully to prom queen and singing at graduation and doing this, doing that, to a whole assembly of people, thousands of people. You get what I'm saying? And that's motivation for me. Like, who can I wake up and be today? Like, what can I do? How can I be better?
I love that. What motivates me, honestly, I don't have like a drawn out or like a big motivation piece in my life. I feel like I just live from day to day doing what I'm supposed to do because I know I'm supposed to do it. For instance, I'm going to the gym now, but I don't have like my why reason. Like, I know it's supposed to be good for you, so I'm doing it, but I don't really have like that big, oh, this is what I do it for. I do it. And I'm upset that I don't have that because I feel like that's what keeps you going when you have that motivation to like chase after. So I'm still in the process of finding what exactly motivates me to do stuff.
I don't know, Ashley. I may have to disagree with you on that part of you don't know why. Now, one thing I can say, if it's not enough, that's definitely factual. But I want to say, just listening to your response, because again, I don't just look at the Bible. I look at different books and different spiritual walks, and many of them talk about just being. In fact, there's a term in the Bible: "Be still and know that I am God." And by you getting up every day, doing what makes you happy, that is your why. That
Okay.
is your motivation. Sometimes I feel like as humans, we try to put words on things, but even if you don't have the words to say them, doesn't mean that you're not doing what you got to do. And I,
Right.
I think that that's dope that you even do that. I think that's dope that you even do that. Like, you just out here like, hey, I just want to. Like, that's beautiful.
Thank you. I never looked at it like that, so that's a good perspective. I like that.
All right. So next
Period.
question would be, what's the most important to you? Sex or intimacy?
Let's get this.
I would say for me the most important thing is intimacy, because intimacy leads into sex. I feel like if I can't be intimate with you, because intimacy for me could just be you calling and checking up on me throughout the day. That's intimate to me. You know what I'm saying? You knowing, you paying attention to me and what I like and what I don't like. That's intimate to me. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, if you're doing all of those things, then you find on top of that, it's just like the sex is just going to intertwine. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of the 10 is going to intertwine, because it's like, for me, like, this is just, I'm just going to use this as an example. Like, you checking on me, you know, my favorite, you know, like when I'm sad, to make me smile, like you send me flowers or send me a seafood boil. You know what I'm saying? You know, like the type, you know, the type of stuff that I like to do when you just do them because you want to see me smile. Then on top of that, you fine, you smell good. Like when I hug you, you strong, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's going. that's that's that for me is just what's going to lead into, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that intimacy is what's going to make me want to even more. Like when it gets to that point, do it like it's my birthday,
They-
baby. Like
Oh my gosh. Whew.
Oh,
Who else?
it's my mother saying logging off for me.
That is your mother. That's Miss Cat. Oh my
Oh
God.
Lord.
I was like, I know this name. I know this name. I know this name. Wow. Hey, Miss Cat.
I would say intimacy, because you just can't just go. Like you just can't just warm her up.
Come
Do
on.
something.
Come on.
Like you can't just enter. Like, no. No, no, it ain't gonna work for me. So intimacy is very important to me. You gotta stimulate my mind. Like we gotta be here. We gotta be
mm,
connected some type of way. If you just entering and it's just like, why are we here? What we doing? So I would say that. But I would love to hear what y'all have to say.
I'll go. As I said, I would say intimacy. I'll keep my answer straight.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
They showing me serious. I mean, Armani be serious. But,
Okay. Oh, sorry.
yeah, intimacy.
Nah, continue. I want to hear it.
No,
She,
I was just gonna say,
she churched up with it. Come on.
yeah.
With my baby. I'm
No,
just
literally.
playing. I'm just
No,
playing.
for
I
real. That's
joke.
it.
I joke. I kid.
Okay.
Cause we're getting older now. Like, if you had you asked me this question maybe in like high school, it would have been no. But
She said,
now,
"Oh, y'all lying."
I'm not lying.
I'm telling the
I'm
truth.
Intimacy
lying.
first. I
I ain't
told my
lying.
truth.
intimacy for me.
Okay.
So for me to get again spiritual, they always talk about the body being a vessel, being a vehicle. So it's going to have to be intimacy, because to go down to my good sis, you got to warm me up. Like, I need you to start the car. Don't just hop in the car. Don't just put the key in and thinking we going. No, I need you to warm her up. So with that being stated, it also goes deeper for me when it comes to when it comes to intimacy instead of just sex, because um if I know you and you know me, it's about to be crazy. Because, literally, we live in a world within a world. And that person is in their own world. So if we know each other, it's literally me giving you permission and you giving me permission to go into a whole nother place and create our own. So baby, now we in the stars and the cosmos. And I like that. And it's also how you touch me. When you have intimacy with somebody, they may have never touched your body before, but because you have this connection, because you've already had conversations and you've already built up to this point, wherever they touch you, it's gonna be a beautiful place. It was this guy, I was telling him, I was like, I like how you touch me. Like, literally, I'm a poet, so everything I say be deep sometimes. But I was like, I had a poem one time, I was like, I want when you touch me, your fingertips to literally say to my skin, I love you. And as you caress me, then to kiss me, but only with your fingertips. That's intimacy. Like, hold me. Like, plus, I'm gonna put y'all on game if my guys is on here. I'm gonna put y'all on game. Let me let y'all know something. If you don't ask for it, if you don't really talk about it, and you just be a man and you just be gentle with her, and you come over Netflix and chill and don't pull your little weenie out your pants, you don't do crazy stuff, I promise you, she gonna go crazy.
Speak on it.
She's gonna go crazy. Don't ask for it, don't do none of that. Like, let the woman be the woman in that part, and watch what happens. Just take that tip, and I'm gonna just leave it at it.
Speak on
I
it.
also want to add conversation. For me, like real good conversations are so like that's a turn on to me. If I could sit here and I could talk to you about like real life stuff, and you understand me, like you may not even understand everything that I'm talking about or my experience, but if you could just like for someone to just sit there and listen, you know what I'm saying, and offer some type of advice, or even if it's not any advice at all, just somebody to sit there and understand you and share their story, and it's just a reciprocation of energy. That right there is just so sexy to me. A man that can just have real intellectual conversations and like stimulate my brain.
That's
Like,
actually a form of that's a sexuality in itself. I forgot what it's called, but I think it's sapiosexual. Yeah,
Sapiosexual.
sapiosexual, something like that. Yeah, like you gotta spark this before you spark that, and that's me too. What was the question? The question was to ask, would we choose sex over intimacy? And all of us said we would do intimacy.
Yeah, what was more important? Yep.
Yeah, sapios.
Blue, you ever thought about writing a book? Because you get deep. I want to
Probably
read a
one,
book from you.
but then I just be like, dang, that's a lot of words.
You got a story to tell. Still.
For real, still heavy on
Exactly.
this.
Exactly. All right. So the next question will be, how long do you think a couple should date before becoming official? Listen, I'm gonna put it to you like this. I waste a lot of time and a lot of years. So in my current situation, I would say I would describe it as we just let it flow. You know how sometimes you can just feel it and it just feel right. And it was as if we were just one as soon as we met. And that's something that's never happened to me before. The rest of them waste years, but it's not always because I learned lessons through those years. But I went through hell, so it's just like to now be in that place where me and my boyfriend like met, and then we just clicked off, and then Ashley knows she watched us evolve, and it's a beautiful thing because I used to be on her line like he don't like me, and then now it's just like she kept saying y'all gonna be together. So it's just like it's beautiful. But what y'all think?
Um,
I think I think that it just depends on the vibe. I mean, I've literally like my last relationship, me and him, we met each other and then that was together. But I do feel like there needs to be in that you like you once you start knowing like okay this is like we're together all the time like you know what I'm saying like I'm starting to develop these feelings. I do think that they're going to Johnny Johnny X Ariel. I do think that there does need to be a conversation, because one of the things that I felt like didn't happen in my last relationship was that we just went off the vibe, we just went off the flow, and then we had expectations. And I feel like that's where we both went wrong. And so for me, I feel like, before making it official, I do think that there needs to be a conversation that needs to be had so that so that we both understand, okay, this is what we're doing. And I don't think that anybody who's watching, I don't feel like there's a time limit or you should be afraid to ask the question. If you feel some type of way, you feel some type of way. You can't help how you feel. And I feel like a lot of times, even with myself, we get scared of asking those type of questions because we don't want to lose somebody or we feel like we're not going to hear the answer that we want to hear. But it's okay. You know what I'm saying? To ask those questions because now if you do want to be serious and that person is not on that same level as you, now you know how to move or you have the choice to decide, okay, am I going to continue to keep invested in the situation or am I going to step back from the situation and, you know what I'm saying, allow I don't know. I wouldn't say leave the situation, but if that's what you choose to
yeah,
do, that's what you choose to do. So I think it's just case by case, but I do think that there needs to be a conversation
most
to
definitely.
solidify things.
Most definitely.
Mm-hmm. I really like this comment. I'm trying to bring it down so I can read it. But somebody said time is an illusion.
I was gonna say that too. Yeah.
I really love that comment. Time is an illusion. You make it official when you feel more. Yes, and I think that's my biggest problem. And a lot of people we like to wait till when the time is right. When the time is right. When the time is right. I know I struggle with that problem a lot. But I 100% agree with that comment. Make it official when you feel comfortable and when it's aligned. Yeah. I love that comment.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Blue.
gonna say for me, to the user, username, the Almighty, I was gonna agree with what Ashley said. Your comment stuck out to me, and that's exactly how I feel too. I believe that the relationship, when it comes to a couple and when they should be together, comes with you knowing you and them knowing them, and then taking the responsibility of being real with each other. Are we ready? I feel like this. I feel like, again, as humans, it's just so many things that we don't look at and so many things that we do look at. And the fact is, we're selfish and we don't want to hear the person that we like say, hey, I'm not ready to be just committed to you yet. And so, because of that, we force ourselves into these relationships when we could have been honest from the jump. You're not ready, and that's okay. Maybe we got more growing to do. And just because you know that you want that person doesn't mean that that person has to work on your timing. Because time is
Mm-hmm.
an illusion. However, what you want is what you want. And if that person doesn't realize that yet, that doesn't make them a bad person or means they don't like you. That means just give it some more time. We're all different. We have different circumstances. Maybe you've had 10 misfailed relationships and you like me, but you're not ready because of that. But I've had all perfect relationships, so I'm upset with you now because it's like, what you mean you're not ready? No, that has nothing to do with that. That has something to do with conversation, like you said, Armani. The conversation needs to be had. And one of the users said, "Thank y'all for saying that." The conversation needs to be had. Um, and then, I mean, shoot, if I meet you today and we get together tomorrow because we feel that's what it is, then that's our business. Another thing is
Mm-hmm.
we hold ourselves up to other people's standards. Oh my
Mm,
God, what would I do if my friends found out I don't know him and we slept together and now we're gonna be together? Your friends, fuck them. Like, they not you. You don't. They don't know what you know with this person. Like, look at the movies we watch. Like, Like Love Jones. Everybody loved Love Jones and said they had the perfect love. I don't know if everybody look over that part, but after she met bro, she went and was dealing with his friend, one of his best friends at that.
Mm-hmm.
Then he
Yeah.
came back for her and was like, "So what's up?" If that was to be real life, you know what I'm saying? People, they would judge, but guess what? Who cares? Like that's your business. So back to that. My answer is like whenever you feel is right and y'all have had that conversation and y'all are being real with each other. I just feel like you're not ready to be. And you know, everybody doesn't have committed relationships. Some relationships are open. So whatever it is, if y'all are willing to be in that with each other and to agree with what each other wants and to fulfill those needs, then do so. If not, like do it like it's your b-day. Like live your life.
Exactly. And that's that on that. So we can move forward and ask, what are you most afraid of and why? I think I could.
Ooh, I
Or
know
does
mine.
somebody want to go first, or you want me to
I
go?
know mine. Mine's is leaving this earth not knowing that I achieved what I envisioned. Like I think about that all the time because there's so many people, and I, I do blame social media. Like you see so many people, so many young people passing away. Like I mean, in my own city, we've had I don't even know. I probably could count on two hands how many people I went to school with that's passed within the last couple years who didn't have opportunities to really. I mean, let me say this: God has His own timing for your own life. So whatever purpose they have for their own life was their own purpose. But I just look at like my grandmother passed away at 101 years old. My great grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at my nana now; she's 70 years old. Like I want to live my life until I'm their age and be able to say, you know what, I gave it my all. I lived my life. My dreams of being a performer, I performed. I created generational wealth for my family. You know what I'm saying? If my family wanted to go on trips around the world, I was able to provide that. And I'm most afraid of leaving this earth not being able to experience that.
I agree. I would I would say for me is, we've been talking about rebirth and stuff like that. My biggest fear would be going backwards because I took so much time. I put so much energy into building my way and fighting my way out of that stage of my life. And I'll be damned if I'm this close to open, stepping over to that door that God has for me that said He always had for me, and then I'm gonna let somebody else or another situation stop me and set me back. So that's my fear because I work hard every single day with my mentor. I tell people if I protect my energy. Like I don't play no games because I can't afford to go backwards. I can only move forward. So my mental is precious to me. Like it really is. So I would say my fear is going backwards because I just put in too much time to keep moving and keep striving forward.
Mm-hmm. I say my biggest fear, which now that I think about it, hinders me a lot. But my biggest fear is making mistakes. And when I say that hinders me, it hinders me because like I won't make a decision because I need to make sure I'm making the right decision. For instance, right? I am thinking about moving to Dallas. And so I've been had these thoughts of moving to Dallas, but I need to ask Deshaun, how's Texas? I need to ask Isu, how's Texas? I need to ask my brother, how's Texas, because he lives there. I need to ask my parents, is it smart for me to move in an apartment or a house? Is it a waste of money? I need to make sure that this or that. And I'm just asking everybody around me, and I end up not even making a decision. And that's like everything that's happened in my life. And that's why I don't know, it keeps me stagnant. So, yeah. Or I'm just like, I think that's one of the reasons why I go to the gym because I read this post where it says a lot of 40-year-olds regret not going to the gym when they were younger. So I'm like, I don't want to make any mistakes. That's my fear. But at the same time, I realize that it's hindering me from living life, how I was talking about in the last live.
I want to say that there's nothing wrong with you asking those questions, because when I got my first apartment, I kind of just went head in. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I'm grateful that I've learned on my own on the way. I mean, that's kind of how I've kind of always been, and getting nuggets from people that have been around me. But I do think that if you have the resources around you to ask those questions, but still stick to what you're going to do. Is nothing wrong with having the knowledge before you do it, because if you are going to save money on a house, then on an apartment, that's good information to know. You know what I'm saying? Rather than you just moving to Dallas and not knowing nothing. It's good to ask Icy too and your brother, how is Dallas? What parts of Dallas should I move to? For my budget, do you think that this part of Dallas it would work with my budget? You know what I'm saying? If they don't know, they don't know. But even if they don't know, you could meet they could be like me and know realtors and be like, hey, I could point you to a realtor who can tell you where to go. You know what I'm saying? So ask those questions, but don't allow your fear stop you from moving to where you
Moving
want to
forward.
go.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that.
First of all, I want to thank even though I'm the guest, I still want to thank the people who are commenting. I think that is dope to see interactions, and shout out my sis Joanne. Thank you for
Facts.
being here, and you know what I'm saying. And I want to agree again with the Almighty. You keep coming with these great comments, my good sis, about how I'm just the things that you're saying. You just keep coming with some great comments. And I want to say, agree with what they said and what Armani said. Just don't be afraid to make mistakes. Ashley, I do the same. I get what you're saying more so. It's not really the questioning. I feel like it's more so you not being satisfied within yourself with the answers, which is
Hmm.
kind of like an anxiety thing. Like,
Yeah.
and having to get validation from other people. And that's something that I struggle with. Like, do this song sound good? Did this song sound good? Does this song sound good? Yes, it's good to ask
Mm,
questions, but it's also good to trust yourself too. So since I feel you and
Yeah.
know that just comes getting rid of those type of emotions and that attachment to that thing, it comes with doing a lot of inner work. So just asking yourself, why is it that when Ashley tells Ashley something, she can't just go with what Ashley says? Why don't I trust me enough? And those are
Yeah.
I ask myself. Um, but I would want to say my biggest fear, and this is going to sound contradictory to everything I've been talking about, but it's the honest truth. My biggest fear for me is being great. Like I said, I know what I am. I know whose I am. I know who I belong to. But imagine you being Jesus and knowing that you're Jesus. And then what you have to do for the world. And what would happen if you failed? Would you not be afraid too? And that's kind of my mindset. I know that I'm not Jesus, but I know that I'm here to do something great. And I keep doing these great things, and it's fun, and I'm going to keep being the best me because I want to be bigger than myself. But it's like once will there ever be a limit? And if I ever reach that limit of being big, what's going to happen next? That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so many expectations from other people because as we're sitting here and y'all like, oh, Blue, I love what you said, da, da, da. It's other people who tell me that too. And these people looking at me like, oh, you're going to be great. But it's like, what if I don't? Or what if I do? Then what's next? It's like, that's the fear. And I'm learning to get rid of that because who cares? Like, like
Exactly.
you're going to be the biggest you. And when you're done being the biggest you, that means you're dead. That means you're going off to be something else, you know? So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that's kind of my take on that.
I love that. And my comments stopped, so I can't see nothing no more.
My
So
comment stopped too.
yeah, I'm like,
Mine didn't
I know
stop.
it's cool,
But I do
but
want to say on behalf of the cast up here, we do want to thank everybody for being a part.
Yeah, most
We've
definitely.
had a probably about 10 guests stay on both lives. So we want to thank all the people who came on here and stayed and listened to us and came back even when we had to close out and come back. Because sometimes that's unheard of. People will stay for your first live and not come back. But a lot of y'all came back.
For
So that means a
real.
lot because that shows us that we are doing what we're supposed to do, and the conversation is really, really good. And thank you to everybody who's following the page as well. We
Absolutely.
appreciate that.
Exactly.
And just to let y'all know, all of these episodes are coming every single Monday. So I know a lot of y'all, whether y'all came from Michaela, whether y'all came from Ashley's following, I'm not on my page, so it's not my following other than probably my mama. And whether y'all came from Blues, whether y'all came from Blues following, we do want to invite y'all to come to our other conversations every Monday. We are interviewing who's next Monday?
We won't disclose it yet. We gotta. It's a
Okay,
surprise.
so we won't disclose it right now, but we do have a special guest coming on next Monday. So definitely tune into us. We're on every Monday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 Central Standard Time.
I do
Blue, I
want to
want to
say
thank you so much for just
Thank you.
coming on here and just giving us all your wisdom,
Thank you.
your story, just sharing you, because you didn't have to open up, and
Mm.
you know, you're aware that your life is bigger than yourself, and it takes a different type of person to be aware of that and accept it and then act on it, you know. So I just, you know, want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you guys. Thank y'all for
Mhm.
having me.
I would like to say that I'm very thankful to have you here. I didn't cordially, you know, officially meet you before, but I don't think I needed to because
Yeah,
this is you get what I'm saying. Real
yeah.
recognize
Real,
we
yeah. My sister.
we here exactly, and I didn't need to know you before this. You get what I'm saying? Like this
Mhm.
Real.
authentic. This I tell everybody. I run off vibes, energy, like all that, and we vibing. So I really appreciate you being here, and I need you to understand that it's not over. You still got a lot more to do. Your
Mm,
work not done. Stay humble, stay grounded, and keep your mind focused on where you're going. Because all the, like we said, all the obvious, the wrong, it don't matter. Where we came from don't matter. It's about where we are now and where we're going. So I
yeah.
thank you. You are anointed,
Mm,
and people, if you don't know, you don't know. It is what it is. You're anointed, and you're going to change people's lives, and not only you, but all of us on this lives. It's
yeah.
people on lives that needed to hear this, and the ones that stayed is because they got something out of it. The ones
Mm.
that left, it is what it is. But here we are starting this, and people stayed, and that's all I can ask for. So I thank you, and this is why we're doing it. It's pushing all of us. It's helping us all grow. We have a story to tell, and this is made to reach the people. So I thank you. I've enjoyed you,
Thank
and
you.
I can't wait to see what more you have. I'm excited.
Yes. I can't wait for the next trip so I can see everybody.
Yes, yes,
We
yes.
got 2 minutes remaining, so I just want to say my piece. Blue, you know I love you from the bottom of my heart. You're my sister in real life. And, you know, you're a walking inspiration to both females and males. And we talk all the time in private. So, you know, you already know how I feel about you. I ain't going to say too much. But I do want to give you your flowers tonight. You know, I don't feel like, I don't know if anybody else has given you your flowers, but you do so much in your community. You do so much for other people, and you sacrifice a lot of yourself
Mm,
to just be great and to see other people be great. So I want to give you your flowers tonight and just say thank you for being a part of our live Instagram show. We do
thank
appreciate you. Again, to everybody, thank you so much. I'm Armani Rose. This is
I'm Cash.
MK.
I'm MK,
And we
and
are
we
Mac at Night. See
Yes.
y'all
back.
next week at Monday at
Next
8:30 Eastern
Monday.
Standard
Friday,
Time. This was
first flowers.
episode 1.
Oh, yes. Thank y'all. We love
It's a
And we
y'all.
are
blessing.
going to
Y'all
close.
be blessed and highly favored, and I will be
You
back because I
too.
can't wait to see how y'all show carries on. Again, I'm grateful.
See y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, and y'all go
Like a
stream
mirror, smashed it
Naked
on.
everywhere.
Yeah.
NAKED Asia.
Download it.
All that.
Follow her. Come on now.
Follow me. All
Exactly.
that.
And
Period.
stream to get them views.
Okay.